welcome to the Talking Heads Club, episode 18. Yes, it's been 18 years since our last podcast. Are you ready? 2021, Snowmageddon. We're all about to die. We're all about to be done for.
Yeah.
Donezo.
End times.
End times.
Podcast is an adult now.
Not. I guess it's an adult. Yeah. The podcast is an adult. Well,
Legally.
Happy birthday.
Wow.
And
They can buy lottery tickets.
but yeah, so we're about to. I know. Everybody's been dealing with that winter weather. You know, everybody. I mean, literally everybody has actually. I mean, all across the board, pretty much. Michael, I know you're getting some winter weather down there, Tennessee, right? I mean,
Yes, sir. Tennessee.
How cold is it again?
Like, I'll tell you right now, it's like 16 degrees.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Or 14.
I mean, that's cold again. Colder than where we are. I mean, up in northern Kentucky, it's 21 degrees, I think, last I checked.
17 degrees.
All right. Well, not
Low
too
15
far off.
tonight.
But I mean, did you got some ice, right, Mike? You got ice down there.
Yeah, we got some ice like Thursday. And then it kind of just stayed cold. And then we've been getting snow like today, but not much snow, like light snow. It's supposed to get bigger, like more intense tonight, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to be.
Have you had any troubles with the ice? Any ice problems?
I mean, I drifted into Cherry Grove about an hour ago, so not like, I mean, like there's a point where you can either go straight or you can take a right, like a sharp right, and the sharp right's like quicker. So like I started taking the right, and my car just kept going straight. So I just was like, oh, guess we're gonna go straight.
Well, I mean, I had a terrible driving experience like last week when it snowed really bad. So it snowed up in northern Kentucky. We didn't really get that much ice. It just snowed a shit ton. It snowed one day, didn't snow anymore, and then snowed again the next day. And so I made a terrible decision, order Chipotle on my phone, literally leave my house, go try to pick up the Chipotle while it's snowing on the already existing snow, and got stuck 3 times. I mean, the Chipotle is like 3 minutes away from my house. And there were multiple times where I was like, ooh, I might not be able to actually get back to my apartment. So, but we did. It was worth it. And we took that chance, but the Chipotle is worth it. Well, then
you survived.
I did survive, or maybe not. Who knows? But then I go back.
That's why it's been so long. This was pre-recorded.
This was pre-recorded. Actually, I'm actually
predicted his death.
I mean,
going to get Chipotle.
I ordered Chipotle like right now. I'll go get it like an hour from now after the podcast is done. I'm gonna die. So this is just me. This is me recording this, hoping I'm not gonna die.
Okay.
Can we have a moment of silence for you, Jake?
Nah, fuck me. So anyways,
okay.
I went back to OC over the weekend, because I needed to. My car's kind of fucked up, so I wanted to get my dad to check that out. And then also, I wanted John to come see the new basement, right? I said,
nice.
my parents redid my basement's nice, whatever. So John did come and see it. So I invited him over. Now, before he came over, I did tell him when I went down my driveway, I mean, I had trouble stopping. My parents' driveway is very steep and very long. So in OC, it did not snow. It just kind of, I think it might have snowed a little bit, but more so just iced. It was like sleet and then it froze, I think.
Yep.
And so it was just frozen all over the driveway. And so I actually was able to get down, and then I got all the way back up, went over to John's, saw him on Friday, and then went back to my house. Fine. So then I invite him over Saturday night, last night. And I tell him, hey, John, driveway's pretty slick. You're probably just going to want to park up on the road and just park on the side, because it's going to be, I just didn't know. I was like, I got out to go to your house, but whatever. So then, whatever. So then I see John sends a Snapchat of how icy my driveway is when he gets to my house. And I see that his car is in my driveway. I'm like, oh, okay. I told him not to drive down it, but I'm like, I told him not to. If anything happens, it's not on me. That's just what I thought, and then I didn't think anything else of it. Oh, the night goes on. We're hanging out, whatever. We watch both the Spider-Man movies, the new ones. Have you guys seen either of those?
I haven't seen them.
First one, good.
Which ones?
For the new Spider-Man movies, the Marvel ones.
Oh, yeah, seen both of them.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Well, the first one's pretty good. The second one's a piece of shit. That one sucked ass.
I didn't think the second one was a piece of shit. I thought the first one was definitely far better, but
I mean, the second one just was a fart in the wind. I mean, like literally everything in the movie I got from the trailer. And also, guys, spoilers: Mysterio's bad. Oh wait, he's bad in the comics. Oh, okay. But he's the good guy. They're acting like he's the good guy for about half the movie. Okay, but he's bad in the comics. But even then, it's like, okay, it was a whole lot of okay. It was like, I don't know. It was a whole lot of from my perspective. No,
What do you know about Spider-Man?
But I didn't even care. This was me and John were just like, fuck it, we'll watch the Spider-Man movies. So after that, John was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. I'd rather sleep in my own bed. And I'm like, cool, whatever. I mean, it's late. It's probably like 12:30 at this point. Well, John gets in his car, starts going up the driveway. Gets about maybe a quarter way up the driveway. Stops and then just starts. Oh no, okay. All right. And he's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get out. He kind of tries again, doesn't work, and we're like, all right, we'll just wait till tomorrow, because it was a little bit like wet, where like there was like a layer of water underneath the ice, like in the afternoon when John came by earlier at like 3:00. Obviously at like 12 o'clock at night now, it's fucking frozen again. So it's like, all right, maybe then it will be easier to get like traction or something, like whatever. Well, then we both go to sleep. I wake up. I'm like, all right. I'm like, have you tried, I'm guessing you couldn't get out. He's like, no. I tried moving my car again. It didn't really work. Like, I kind of got more stuck. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I don't know what more stuck means. Well, I learned later on that he went up in the morning, I guess. Like, I don't know how early or whatever, but like he went up trying to get up, and he came all the way back down. And in my driveway, basically, there's like a wooden outline, right? It's like a bunch of like wooden blocks or logs that just, kind of, it's just a little fence to keep the cars where they are. Well, John kind of goes all the way in, and they're rotting, so they're almost like done. We're replacing them like this summer. So John goes all the way into one, and literally one of his tires is now off of the concrete driveway, in between the fucking wood. In what?
Is he all the way at the top?
No, he's at the bottom of the driveway now.
No, yeah, the wood is at the bottom.
The wood is at the bottom, and so he's because he tried to go up and then he came down. And so then he gets stuck right there. One of his wheels is off, and the other three wheels are on, but they're on the thickest part of the ice. I mean, it's the bottom of the driveway, so even the part that is melted has refrozen at the bottom. So it's like, okay, John, you literally put it in the worst place now. You could have. Okay, well, it's like, I mean, it was like, all right. So anyway, so I'm like, all right, we're going to figure a way out of this. I'm like, I'm going to figure a way out of this. But John's like, it's okay. I called AAA. And I'm like, all right, AAA will get us out of this. So I got
spoilers. I've already heard the story. I talked to John today.
Oh, you talked to John today?
He told me this story.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. I want to see how his perspective is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so John calls AAA. This is after I wake up. He's already he's contacting AAA or whatever. I also woke up to a random car in the front of my driveway. And I was like, who's in front of my driveway? It was John's dad. John's dad just came by and was like, yeah, I just wanted to check, see if he didn't really do anything. He just wanted to see what was going on.
John's dad?
Yeah. Because John was calling him and was like, what should I do? And he was like, well, John's dad lives right by my parents' house. So they were like going to eat, and on the way back, they went to eat somewhere in town, and on the way back, I think they just were like literally right by it. So they were just like, oh, we'll come see. So
I have literally never seen John's dad since we went to Cedar Point.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, like a few years now. So
that was the one and only time that I have ever seen him.
But I didn't even see him then. He was just up there. John talked to him, and then he left. He didn't really do anything. So it was like, okay. So anyways, called AAA. Then we're waiting. AAA tells us, okay, we'll be there in an hour. We wait an hour. okay, hey, we'll be there in another hour. And we're like, all right, they'll be there in another hour.
Nice.
So then, all right, he gets there, and we're like, okay, yeah. And so he stops at the top, and I'm like, okay. And he kind of gets out and starts walking down. He goes, ice. I go, yeah? He goes, no. I'm like, what?
What?
And so, well, at first, actually, no. He says something, I go, what? He says something else, I go, what? And then he says, ice, no. I go, and so I'm starting to realize this man is obviously from south of the U.S. border, and he obviously is not, English is not his first language. So he kept going, ice, no. AAA, no. Yeah, no. And so we were like, okay, obviously, or at least I was saying, okay, obviously this guy cannot get down here. He is saying he will not be able to get down here. And so I'm just like, is there anyone you can send that can? And he's like, no. No. He's like, no full wheel drive on my truck. So I'm like, oh, all right, thanks, man. Sorry for bringing you out here. And so then I was just like, all right. I just grabbed a shovel and start chipping away at the ice because I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I was like, I mean, the most I can think to do is get the ice out of in front of John's tires, and then he'll be able to get the friction to move at least. You know, get out of the kind of ditch he's in right now.
Yeah.
So then, so we start doing that, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't even know, because I'm like, at least he could get out of there. But now I'm thinking, well, okay, he can't get up the driveway. So even if we get him out of here, he can't get up the driveway. And also, I probably can't get out the driveway. At this point, I'm thinking I'm probably not going to be able to. Luckily, I call my parents, and they're literally on their way to Florida at this point. They are gone. They are not there. There's no one else there except me and John. And so I'm like, hey, do we have any salt or anything? And they're like, nope. And I'm like, all right, well, we need salt. So luckily, my brother, good old Will Funk, comes out. He comes out with fucking 4 garbage bags of salt.
What?
4. So my dad.
Why does he have so many?
So what you should know is my dad and my brother both. So my dad owns an irrigation business. You work mostly in the summertime and stuff, installing, and then in winter, right before winter, actually in fall, you do winterizations, and you winterize people's systems, getting them ready for the cold weather, right? And then you turn them on later in the spring. So that means in the winter, you have this lull of no work. Well, a lot of these guys end up taking like plowing jobs and salting jobs. Well, both my brother and my dad do that. So we know where to get salt, industrial level salt, and a lot of it for not very much money. So that's exactly what he did. He went there, got 4 trash bags full of it, and then and came over, and we fucking put a shit ton of salt on our driveway. And so it literally just involved me, John, and my brother just fucking sliding down. Literally, we were just sliding down the driveway with fucking holes in these garbage bags, just fucking pouring salt down, trying to get like 2 tire treads worth. And it was just so fun. It was such a funny image in my mind. I was like, oh my gosh. But while we're doing this, my brother's truck is up there. And right when he gets this salt, you know, he's giving us the salt and we're bringing him down, whatever. There's this van next to my neighbor's house. And so it had been there like right after my brother got there. So we were like, okay, they're talking to like my neighbors or something like that, whatever. And then all of a sudden, 10, 15 minutes go by, we're salting, whatever. And then all of a sudden, a cop car shows up on our street. And we're like,
and he shoots you.
What? We're like, why are the cops here? Are they here to help us with the ice, whatever? And we're like, it's not because your car is there, Will. You think it's because your car is there and like she wants? No. So then my brother goes up there to talk to the dude, and then we see him get in his car and start driving, and then the van starts driving, and we're like, what? And so then the cop car fucking pulls a U-ey and leaves, and we're like, oh, okay. And this is after the cop talked to my brother and then talked to the woman. He was talking to the woman for a while, then talked to my brother, and then my brother left. So we were like, what? And so then my brother pulls back around, and we're like, did they actually just call the cops to get you to move your car without saying any? Like, literally had not said a word to any of us. We were all at the top, pouring salt and stuff for like 10 minutes. Said nothing to us. And yeah, he was like, yeah, they wanted us to move my car. And then, while we're talking about this, about how ridiculous it is, they come back around. My street where I live is it has like a circle at the end, so you can just pull a loop, right? Well, they just come back around and then wait right behind my brother's car again, and we're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And so then my brother has to go up and like move his car again, but they literally like he's walking up to his car, and they're like, I mean, they are right in front of the driveway, and they just roll the window down and just look at all of us. Don't say anything, just look at us. And we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Anything? I don't understand how I would say something.
Well, we were just like, hey, what's going on there?
Like, I would be like, do you have a problem?
Well, my brother was just walking up to move his car, and he was like, hey. And they didn't say anything, and he just got in his car because he was like, what else am I going to say? I mean, it's going to be a lot easier to move my car. And me and John are just down there going, what the fuck? What the fuck? Because I'm like, dude, this is actually, like, this is almost somebody who's like, you know what? I want to call the cops on somebody today, and I'm just going to find the smallest reason to do it that I can get away with. Because in my mind, I'm like, dude, you should fucking find that person. That is a waste of a cop's time. They have more important things to do. And even if they don't, that's literally a waste of gas money. Like, literally all the person...
This is priority number one.
All the person had to do was literally roll down the window. Hey, can you move? I just need to get around you. Oh, yeah, literally... had said anything, but we literally had just assumed, oh, they were talking to my neighbor because they were literally parked right in front of my neighbor's. Like,
you think they're deaf?
I don't think so.
They can't speak, bro.
Deaf people can speak. What the fuck are you talking about, Michael?
They can't. I mean, like,
they can speak.
They use sign language usually.
Yeah, but they can also speak. They just don't know how we sound, so they sound different, a little weird. But
I mean,
like,
some deaf people can't speak.
Yes, they can definitely. You can understand a deaf person, Michael. They just sound a little odd.
If they're born deaf,
they can still learn how to like mouth words and shit, Michael. What are you talking about? Deaf people can definitely speak.
I know, but I'm just saying, is there a reason that she never said anything to you guys?
But like, even if, Michael, she could have rolled down her window and go, ah, and I would have been like, all right, we should probably move the car. She needs something. I don't know what, but she needs to get out. Literally anything, or roll down the window and it would have been go. Better. And she fucking called the police, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, literally, John was like, do you have a neighbor who's a police officer? And I'm like, yeah, but there's no reason he should be fucking here. I don't know. It was yeah, so that was a whole ordeal.
Do you know that lady?
No fucking clue. She literally drove in, my brother had to move his car, parked again, drove back around, brother had to move his car again, and left. And we were like, what? Like, literally there was no time for her to stop anyone, unless she was delivering a package, I guess. But I'm like, dude, it just blew my mind. That was a crazy interaction. So that was one of the crazy interactions of just doing that ice shit. That was, oh yeah, that was something that actually kind of like pissed me off, because I was like, that is a waste of fucking taxpayers' money right there.
Oh yeah.
Calling that police officer out there to fucking tell my brother to move. Okay. All right, I guess.
You know she does that kind of shit all the time.
I know,
though.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be somebody who does that. It has to be somebody who literally looks for the smallest things to do. But whatever, you know.
This isn't that person's first foray into calling the cops over meaningless shit.
No, I didn't even see her that well. I think she was maybe like fucking 50-year-old. I don't know. I literally don't know. I didn't even see her that much. But whatever, you know. You know, whatever. We were just trying to fucking salt our driveway. So then we were just like, that was weird. And we go back to the problem of John literally being stuck in our driveway and not being able to get out. So anyway, so then we're fucking like pouring salt all over John's tires and shit. And we figured out John was two-wheel forward drive. So there was a, forward drive. Yeah.
Yeah. Front-wheel drive.
And so we're like, okay. You know, I think if we really get the ice off of these tires and me and Will kind of get behind your car, like in my backyard and fucking push, I think we can get it out. And so we tried doing that, and one tire was just fucking spinning. Like his right tire was just right tire was just spinning, and his left tire wasn't moving. And so my dad calls me and it's like, I see what you guys are doing. blah, 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 blah. Because you have to realize my parents have cameras around their house because they're, they want to know if people are fucking breaking in and shit. So they're like, I know what's going on. You guys, I told you to just leave that salt for an hour. You guys, it's been 10 minutes since Will got there, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but I want Will to be able to help us get it out because I think him pushing will help. And I understand we should leave it. But Will literally, you have to realize, it's, again, Snowmageddon's coming. So Will was going to go to sleep for 8 hours and then wake up and go plow the snow. He's probably awake right now and going to plow snow right now. So, or salt the roads or whatever. So it was like, I don't want to take up his time either. So I'm like, I'm not going to make him wait an hour. And I'm also not going to not let him leave without helping John push out. Cause I'm like, I will maybe be able to push it out, but if anybody's going to really make a good push, it's going to be Will Funk. Will Funk has muscles of steel. He's good with it. So anyways,
I've seen the man's Instagram.
He's Funk Flex, bro. He's Funk Flex. Anyways, so then my brother's like, after that call, I'm like, yeah, he wants us to wait an hour. My brother's like, nah, we're going to get some hot water. So he literally just starts getting a pot full of hot water. He's like, get something. We both start getting hot water things, just pouring them on this tire that was spinning. He's like, if we get this tire moving, the whole car will move. I bet if we get this tire moving, whole car will move. We start pouring this hot water on the tire. All the ice is gone. And he's like, John, get in, try it. We jump over, start pushing. 1, 2, 3. John starts going up the driveway. At this point, John gets up the driveway all the way up, stops. I am fucking cheering, jumping up and down, going, yes! Fuck yes! We did it! Because it's been like 2.5 hours of fucking chipping at ice in my driveway and fucking laying down salt. Dealing with the police and fucking bitches coming by doing nothing. And then all of it came to fruition with John fucking getting out and getting all the way up the driveway in one go. And I was like, fuck yes, let's go. And so then John came down and he was like, yes, he was raising his hand. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. This actually was all worth it. Like, I was like, oh, this was a productive day.
Accomplishment.
And
then John's car slid back from the top and landed on him.
And then John's dad came back. Not even a joke. He did come back. I was like, we walked inside. And John was getting his shit. I was like,
with his dad than we've had in the last
4 or 5 years. Yeah. So anyway, so then his dad comes back, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is funny. So anyway, so John gets his stuff up together. I walk up there. It's so funny because Will Funk's just talking to Bill Turner, and I'm like, oh, this is a crossover of a lifetime. I love this. And I'm like, long time no see, Bill. And he has his beard. And I compliment him on his beard, and he's like, yeah, well, this just comes from being lazy. And I'm like, hey, same here. So it was nice, though. I hadn't seen him forever, so and that was good.
What a fellow.
And I got to see all of them off. I got to see all of them leave. I was like, all right, see you guys.
That's
and then they all drove off, and I was like, oh, that was fun. I was like, that was a good day. Now I got to get my car out. But actually, I got my car out pretty fine. It was pretty easy. I put some salt under my tires, packed up all my stuff. About an hour later, literally fucking all the ice was gone, and I was like, oh, salt's beautiful. Salt's a beautiful thing.
Salt is a wonderful thing.
So I'm fucking ready for Snowmageddon, honestly. I've dealt with Ice-mageddon this fucking weekend.
Yeah, dude, the ice has been honestly a bitch.
It's been dude, I mean, I didn't care about it that much, but today it pissed me off. I mean, I was telling Michael before this started, I was like, honestly, this is a really funny story that I love, but there were certain times during this that I was fucking pissed off because I was like, dude, I mean, there were so many times where I wanted to say to John, I was like, I mean, I told you not to pull down the driveway. But I was like, I can't say that because what does that do? That does nothing productive. And I mean, I was like, I'm just kicking him while he's down at that point.
He was worried about the people calling the police.
Well,
because like he said, people complained before about people parking up.
Well, no, that too, especially with that fucking.
And then people did actually.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's literally why what went through my mind. I was like, you know what, John? If he actually stayed up there, police could have been called and it'd have been like, oh, you gotta move your car, and then the same situation would have happened, except police would have been involved twice. So maybe John made the better decision. But it was.
Then John would have pulled his car into the driveway and slid all the way down and hit the
dude.
thing
I was
in front of the police.
I mean, yeah. John. At one point, John was like. At one point, what did he say? He was like, because I was like, yeah, that wood has been bent. And he's like, oh yeah, it was bent before. And I was like, oh yeah, it was bent before. He's like, okay, well it's been a little more now. I was like, oh my god. I look out there, I'm like, oh gosh, it was bent more, but I'm like, dude, it literally doesn't matter.
Do you have pictures?
No, I wish I had recorded it.
No one took a picture or a video of it.
No, because I was fucking sweating the whole entire time.
Guys.
I was like, oh dude. I just want to get rid of this ice. I mean, I didn't know how it was going to go,
I'm a little upset as well.
Well,
yeah, that's
sorry guys. I'll
Jake.
fucking wear a GoPro everywhere I go now.
Jake, I'm going to shoot you because of
It takes
this.
5 seconds to take a picture. What are the listeners going to think?
I really
the
thought
be so
I really
mad.
thought Michael or sorry, I really thought
You got a lazy host, guys.
that's what I have to say about that. I really thought John would have taken a picture or something, but I guess it makes sense. His
I
car
think
was stuck.
John's had his fair share of embarrassing car mishaps.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And he doesn't want any further evidence.
Well, we have this podcast as a whole entire story archive. So sorry, John. Podcast 18 will be the ice driveway story forever. But
guys, before we go any further, here's a question.
What?
Should I get a beer? I got some.
Yeah.
I got some Rheingeist hard cider last night, and they are delicious.
Yeah, get a hard cider. I'm a fan of
I'm gonna go
the.
get one.
If you guys don't know out there, Rheingeist is a local brewery. I guess it's more local to me than you guys, but it's here in Cincinnati. I'm in northern Kentucky, so I'm just across the river. But it's in Cincinnati. They got great beer. They got shit. What do I get?
And their packaging is beautiful.
So what do I get?
And
Like
they just taste fantastic.
I get a rosé ale. I think is what I get. The rosé ale, really good.
A rose? That's not my favorite.
No, that's my
But it's still
favorite.
really good.
But yeah, no, I love that shit. That shit's my jam.
I'll send you guys the picture of this cup because it looks awesome. Or this can. It looks awesome.
Here you go. We'll throw
It's
it in
got
there.
this, like, retro-
Send me the picture. Send a text or Snapchat or something, and I'll.
Oh, I can just. You know what? I'll do you one better. I'll send it into the Discord.
Oh my gosh, the Discord.
Straight from my phone, because I'm from the. Ooh, I'm not logged in on my phone.
Ooh.
Big dumb.
So guys, there
That
was
is
some
big
other
dumb.
scary shit that happened today. There was some fucking scary shit. John and I, while we were waiting for the AAA guy, I got terrible news on my phone. I was scrolling through Twitter and I got terrible news. I saw there was a new trailer for the Snydercut with the Joker in it.
And we live in a society, Jake. We really do.
Ben knows.
We truly live in a society.
So
I don't know what this means.
So, Mike, I since you are not up to date, I'll get you up to date. The Snyder Cut. Do you know anything about that? Release the Snyder Cut. Sorry. Anyways, that's how I always read it online. Anytime I saw that. Okay, so Justice League, Mike, came out. You know Justice League, Superman and Friends. You know all that shit. That came out like fucking 4 years ago or something like that, right? Flop. Nobody cared about it really. Then actually, I don't know if it flopped. Probably made money. I'm gonna guess maybe. But it was forgettable. Most people forgot it. And then
I didn't even know it came out when it did.
yeah, I think the biggest thing I heard about it was I think that was when Henry Cavill had a mustache for like half of it, and they had to CGI it out, and it looked
That's
really
awesome.
weird.
Did the CGI it out?
Yeah, because
he wouldn't shave his mustache.
But he was in another movie where he had to have the mustache, which I think was James Bond. So, or either that or Kingsman. It was one of the two, something like that.
Henry Cavill was in.
He's in James Bond or Kingsman, one of the two, I think. Either that or I'm
God, I hope it's James Bond.
throwing that. I think it's Kingsman, honestly. That seems more likely.
Right.
Anyways, yeah. Thank you, Mike. Yeah. So Justice League comes out. whatever. But then people were like, well, it wasn't good because Zack Snyder didn't get to fucking make it. Zack Snyder was the original director. He had to leave because something happened with his kid. I think his kid died or something like that. It was really sad. So he had to leave during the production of it. Joss Whedon took it over. I think it was Joss Whedon, and then it came out. So then forever people were like, fucking release the Snyder Cut. I need to see the Snyder Cut. It wasn't good. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't good because it wasn't a Snyder Cut. So then HBO Max comes out. It's the new streaming service for HBO, and they're like, we're releasing the Snyder Cut on HBO Max. It's coming to I gotta get fucking HBO Max now. It's coming. And Michael, it's coming out tomorrow.
Wow, so soon.
So they released a new trailer today with the Joker. At the end of the trailer, he goes,
Jared Leto Joker.
We live in a society where the honest and brave are fucking dead. Isn't that right, Batman? And
Why does Batman look like a fucking
he turns
weirdo?
to Batman with his trench coat on, his cowboy hat or whatever he has on, and yeah, Michael, there's a scene in the Justice League where like it's like a dream sequencer apparently.
Should we watch it just on the stream?
So you can watch it on HBO Max. You gotta subscribe to HBO Max. Make sure you.
I'm talking about the trailer.
I could cut in the "We Live in a Society" part. Should I? Okay. Here's the "We Live in a Society" part.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right, Batman?
There, you saw it. There we go. How did you like it? We live in a. But
I
mine was
think
pretty
Michael
good.
is wanting to react to it though.
Well, Michael, how was it? React to it.
It was mind-boggling, honestly.
Yeah.
Transformed by knife. I'm a new man.
Yeah.
Changed.
Yeah. So yeah.
For the worst.
So shut the fuck up. Don't. I'm cutting you out of this podcast. So what the big news is that Jared Leto is back as the Joker. And it's
The Joker?
it's big. The Joker. It's big news because obviously Suicide Squad was the that was the first Joker movie with Jared Leto, right? That was the first. Did you guys see Suicide Squad at all?
I saw bits and pieces of it. We actually, I took an intro to film course in my sophomore year at college, and we actually used the first 15 minutes of that movie as an example of bad filmmaking.
Oh, okay. Okay. That
no joke.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Never seen a single bit of it, honestly. I'd watch it. I'd watch it just to get action.
It is not good. So Jared Leto was the Joker in that, and he, that's where you got to start as the Joker. Well, John and I went down the rabbit hole, went down the history books, history lane, of seeing
I don't know that is the saying.
But I'll let it slide. You're not on this podcast anymore either. It's just me. We went down history lane. That's my new saying. That's my catchphrase now. And we went down, saw
That's a terrible catchphrase.
Shut
I don't
the
want to hear you
fuck
say that
up.
ever again.
So we went down history lane. Said it 3 times. It's like Beetlejuice. I
up,
summoned
bro.
history lane. Anyways, we went and saw all the things Jared Leto did while he was preparing / acting in Suicide Squad as the Joker. Now, Jared Leto went the method acting route of he didn't drop character as the Joker in between any of the takes. Now, John and I, going through this, all of this stuff became infinitely funnier with age because the Suicide Squad sucked so much ass that they're making another one. It's coming out next year. James Gunn is directing it. John Cena's in it. It'll probably
John Cena. A movie's ass when John Cena makes an appearance.
Hey, it'll probably be better than fucking the first Suicide Squad because that movie sucked ass so bad. So what you should know about what I'm about to tell you guys about what Jared Leto did is Jared Leto, with all this hype and everything that came with him, he was only in about, like, I want to say 15 minutes of the movie. He had about 15 minutes of screen time out of a, like,
Wow.
hour and 40-minute plus movie.
That seems like a bit much.
If even, it might have been less. I don't have. This is my memory from when it came out and after it came out, because he there was a whole hubbub of him kind of being angry about that. But we'll get into that later.
You're not doing well.
What? Him? What? Jared Leto? Jared Leto's doing great.
Yeah.
Jared Leto's doing awesome. Jared Leto has a whole cult. I don't know why I said cult.
Does he have a cult?
He has a cult on an island. Yeah, that
really
30
it's
seconds.
Kind of wild.
30 Seconds to Mars plays there like fucking
it's
every
really
night.
fucking weird, honestly.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Jared Leto. We're talking about the Joker. Okay, he wasn't even Jared Leto. Will Smith said he never met Jared Leto. He only met the Joker. That is a Will Smith quote. You can look that up. It exists.
Wow.
And so he sent live rats. Or mice, maybe one of the two, and dead pigs to his co-stars. Took their phones, changed their backgrounds to like hacked or something like that. Or
it's such weird shit.
He sent a used condoms and anal beads to his coworkers.
It's just so extra. There's no need. I don't understand.
What are you talking? No. It was the role of a lifetime. He was the Joker in Suicide Squad.
He's Joker.
So he's just gonna fuck with people.
And guys, he's back. Guys, this is why I'm telling you all this.
He should murder his castmates. He
that would be hilarious.
Okay, well, no.
He really would be the Joker.
So John and I came to a revelation today while we were watching all this, waiting for the AAA guy who actually could not help us at all. We came to the realization that the Joker was the Joker. He wasn't Jared Leto when he was in Suicide Squad. He was the Joker, right? Well,
right.
This goes on to the point of, he started acting as the Joker for the Snydercut. Keep in mind, there was never a Joker in the Snydercut. As far as I know, unless there actually was, and I just never, I'm almost fairly certain they went and filmed new shit for the Snydercut. I am almost positive.
Oh.
Which is weird because it's supposed to be a different cut of the movie, right? Not like a new whatever. So that's why this whole entire thing's already weird. But they went and got Jared Leto as the Joker again, and I'm scared because Jared Leto doesn't exist anymore. The Joker exists now, guys. I'm pretty positive we are all fucked. Snowmageddon is only the first of my worries. The Joker's back, baby.
I'm not that I actually give a single fuck about it, but I'm optimistic about it. That I will say when I watched the trailer, I don't know what it was, but the CGI looked like absolute dog shit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say good. Yeah, that was the whole entire thing. The cyborg CGI, even in the original Justice League, looked terrible.
And no, just literally all of it.
All of it, yes, but
so bad.
But that's the thing. Also, CGI never really looks that good.
I mean, not to compare.
Better.
Not to compare like the Avengers to that, because obviously their budget is way fucking bigger. But I'm assuming.
Spider-Man. Since we watched that yesterday, I remember in the first one. I can't really remember in the second one, but the first one, I remember there's some times where me and John both were like, "Ooh, that's not Spider-Man. That's CGI man right there. He's slinging around."
CGI man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think about it. I'm like, yeah, it looks all right. Like I can pass it off as all right, but I just know later on, like maybe a few years down the line, it's gonna look even worse than it does now. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. CGI is a whole other issue, though. I mean, I don't really have an issue with CGI. If you have an issue with CGI, you've had an issue with movies for the past 15 years now, honestly.
Yeah.
So you can't really.
You gotta learn to get on with CGI right now.
I have an issue with bad CGI. I'll say that because really a lot of CGI you see you don't even notice. There's a lot of fucking hidden shit just using CGI that isn't really in your face, and it's just that it's so good that you just don't notice it. So it's that David Fincher does that a lot. There's a whole I watched a whole video about how he does that with. Obviously, he had Benjamin Button, so he was in on CGI early on. But like, there was literally just one where it was the girl with the dragon tattoo. There was one girl where
I still need to watch that really badly.
She was supposed to be
It looks.
riding on a motorcycle without a helmet, but obviously it's not very safe to do that. So they had the person wear the helmet, and then they just CGI'd her head on later.
That's fucking weird.
And it's like.
Does it look good?
Yeah, it looks fine. Because all they did, I don't know exactly what they did, but they probably recreated her head in the same like angles that she was riding in the same lighting, so it was easier to like cross over. And I think the helmet they used probably was better for, putting it on. It's probably mo-capped or whatever. So, speaking of David Fincher, he has one of the few movies that came out this past year, Mank. I don't know if you guys have heard of that at all. But
Mank?
Yeah, it's about the manking.
Mank was really good.
Did you see it?
Yep.
Oh, all right. I need to see it. I know it's on the making of Citizen Kane. You know about Citizen Kane, Mike? You know about Citizen Kane?
Have you ever even heard of a man named Kane?
Do you even know?
I've heard of
Citizen
Kane. I heard of Kane.
You ever even had Kane's dipping sauce, Michael?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not allowed to go in within 1,000 feet of Kane's anymore.
Yeah, he's signed to deal with Cookout. He can only go with Cookout.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yep. Yeah, it's Cookout.
Ever since the incident.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
No, it was the incident was just me signing with Cookout.
Yeah, that's the incident. No one look into Michael's criminal history. Don't look up Michael.
Nah, I'm not.
Yeah. Anyways, so what? I've been watching some shows. I've been watching a lot. I mean, being in quarantine, this is especially right now in the winter. I feel like I've just watched a lot of movies and shit. I feel like I've been doing that. I don't know what you guys have necessarily been doing, other than school.
I've been
obviously.
feeling like I need to watch more.
Yeah.
I mean that is what I've been dedicating myself to watching shows, but not very good ones. So it makes me feel because like Lost, was good, but now I'm not watching. It's not bad shows, but they're not Lost. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've been keeping track with some anime shows.
Oh,
y'all seen? Have you guys watched the new Attack on Titan season or not?
No, don't say anything.
So you guys are waiting?
I'm waiting till it's all out, baby.
I'm waiting to not watch it ever. Even though I did like that show for a while, I simply don't have it in me to continue watching it.
I'm waiting till it's all out, and I'm gonna go right when it ends. I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna go. Wow, that was such a good series.
All I gotta say is you got a lot to suck in.
Oh, I know. I'm probably gonna go back and watch.
Big load right there.
I mean,
no, my lord.
I'm hoping there are episodes I want to watch multiple times just to understand shit, because I'm thinking it might be that way, and that's why I love that shit with Attack on Titan. I love that shit. I love that shit with any show.
John literally spoiled the whole thing for me, but I was high when he did it, so
you might not remember. Whoa, you were what? What?
Nothing.
You were jiving.
Are we not allowed to say that?
You were that's against YouTube's TOS, bro.
I was
high on pot news.
Now that's you can say that.
I was.
God damn, fuck.
I was high up on a stool.
Yep. All right.
Yes.
And you jumped down with a rope around your neck. Speaking of rope,
no, I don't think you can say that either.
No, that's fine.
That's definitely community
guidelines. You can say suicide and shit on what? You can say that on YouTube.
Do you guys have any good sledding stories? Do you want to tell us some stories about sledding for the winter time?
I remember that one time we fucking destroyed that girl's sled.
That little girl's sled.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a pretty good memory.
Yeah, Michael, you want to tell that? You want to tell that one?
I mean, I guess I can tell the story about how we destroyed our neighbor's sled. So we
not your don't say your neighbor. A little girl.
Let me get
6-year-old girl.
So
sled.
our next door neighbors at the time were like 2 younger girls, and Davin hung out with them sometimes.
They had no parents. They were just 2 young girls.
They were orphans.
They had parents, but I mean, like the parents. I don't know. I never saw the parents. I would only see the 2 little girls like playing out in the front yard or something. I don't know, but they let us borrow their sled for I say us. They probably let Davin borrow the sled. But, you know, all the boyos were going sledding, so it was all of us. We all got to use the sled. How much snow do we have that weekend?
It was a good amount. It was a few inches at least. I mean, it was.
Was it like the ice? Was there like a layer of ice? Or
Yeah,
was
it was
just
ice.
like
It had frozen. It had frozen kind of.
Yes. So I mean, so on this sled was pretty fast. You would get going pretty well. And it was also like a longer sled, so you could fit, you know, maybe 3 small kids and I don't know, 3 adults if you really squeeze. So it was nearing the end of the sledding trip. I think I want to say that I think there had been damage done to the sled during the sledding of
maybe a little bit,
normal
maybe
use.
a crack or something.
Yeah,
there
there had been damage occurred.
A little
But
chip.
like, so we're gonna go down like one more time. Why don't we all do it together on the sled?
Because it'll be fun.
Like,
it'll be funny and fun.
It'll be. We'll go so fast because our weight. You know, it was me, you, and was it John or Tom?
I want to say it was John, or was it all of us? Was it all 4 of us?
Was it all 4?
I think it might have been all. I think it might have been all 4 of us.
Almost certain it was all 4 of you guys.
Yeah,
Okay,
I want to say
so-
because I remember both John and Tom being behind me, and I remember you being in front of me. Is what I want to say, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it was all 4 of us. Ooh.
You relaxed.
Yeah. Oh God. What are they saying back there?
What?
Are people roasting you, Michael? I don't know what's going on.
No, don't worry about it. Just let it pass, bro.
Okay, I'm
I don't know.
just gonna pick up this story from here.
Just let it pass.
I'm just gonna pick up the story from here. I don't know what the fuck happened to Michael. He's got some like interdimensional problems going on. I don't know, man.
Just let it pass.
Anyways,
What were we told a story?
we were just talking about sledding, Michael.
Okay, yeah,
we're
it's
at
just right.
all
Have
of it,
you
all
already
4
forgotten?
of us. That was incredible. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, dude, there was screaming going on at my door, but there was banging on the door. There was craziness going on.
oh,
right
that
outside
wasn't
my
in
door.
your room.
Oh no, that was it. I have the door locked, so that there was.
Oh wow.
I won't repeat. what
Okay,
may
anyways,
have
yeah.
happened outside the door.
There's some crazy shit going on in Mike's house. That's funny as fuck.
You know, we're probably getting robbed. Honestly, we've been robbed.
Well,
a couple times.
not your room. You're fine, bro. You're good.
Have you
Most
actually been
people don't
robbed,
have
Mike?
anything found. Yeah, we have been robbed. We've been robbed. Well,
Oh my God.
So we got robbed right when we moved in, and then Parker's car got broken into like last week.
That's, oh, okay.
But it doesn't
like-
lock, right? So.
Yeah, well, sometimes the door doesn't lock completely. But like, I mean, the reason
I mean,
but I don't have anything valuable anyway, so like I ain't gonna get robbed.
so anyways,
except
we're
for
all on the
maybe
sled.
my
We're all
laptop.
on the sled.
Yes, we're all on the sled, all 4 of us. We start going down. I mean, we probably don't even make it a quarter of the way down before parts start flying off the sled.
Oh, wait. I mean, it. It is
Like,
break.
I mean-
that was the worst part because it was such a. If I had the opportunity,
sitting down in at the top.
if I had the opportunity to do it again, I think I
Feel an
would.
initial crack.
I think I'd do it again if I had the opportunity. Because even though I knew it was going to shatter and it was a little girl's sled, one, it shattering was so funny because it was amplified by it being a little girl's sled. And I'm sorry, but it was funny because literally
was.
four guys riding down on one fucking sled where literally the parts are just literally cracking off,
the back came off
flying
first, and the
past
back
us
flies
as
off,
we're
and John,
going
like-
down like at high speed. I mean, it was one of the funniest parts. I just remember seeing fucking green plastic flying past and then at the bottom just looking down and going, there's no sled left. Like there
was
literally was the
I was holding
single
onto the
bottom
string.
piece. Yeah, there was literally the single like bottom piece, and it was like there was just a trail of fucking cracked plastic behind us. It was like,
Absolutely demolished that sled.
little girl may have cried.
Did you really cry?
I don't think she
I said
cried.
may
I don't
have
think she
been.
did. We
I
bought her-
said
we
may
went and bought her-
have. I didn't
So
say she did.
We did go and buy her a sled. I think that day.
Oh
we
wait,
bought her
no.
another
I
sled.
remember. Yeah, I remember. We talked about it later. Went to Walmart, got a sled. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's
but,
fine.
like,
But at the same time, you can
funny.
if you're a kid, you can be a sled's a sled. If it breaks, it breaks.
Yeah.
It's not your money that you're using to buy it, so.
That's true. Well, that's why I think we should get back to child labor. I mean, come on, guys. We got bodies. We got
that
bodies.
is not a position that is.
We got bodies.
That jives with the message of this podcast.
Maybe not your message. I don't know where you want to take this, Ben, but you create the artwork. Okay, that's you can.
Me and Ben do not side with Jake Funk.
Go paint. Go paint. I'm gonna. Where do you think that artwork is made? How do you think that artwork gets on those T-shirts, Ben?
I thought that.
How do you think we do that? Huh? Who you think my contacts
I don't know.
are?
I prefer to just be naive about it. Speaking of which, Max was telling me that he wants to buy one the other day. Buy a sweatshirt.
They're on the store. They're on the store. There's links. Links in the description. Links in the description.
Links in the description.
Links in the description.
Right below.
Links in the doobly-doo.
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash that fucker. Anyways, yeah, just like that. Honestly, Ben, I had another idea for a T-shirt based on this TV series I've been watching. So maybe we'll have to talk about that. Get a new shirt up on the store.
Know what it is.
I'll talk about the TV series, and then if it comes to fruition, we'll let people know. TV series I watched it out of order. That's never happened to me before with a TV show. Did it on accident. Didn't mean to watch it out of order, but I did.
How do you unaccidentally?
So it made sense, kind of. So the series is called V. It's just V. It's not spelled. Okay. It's the letter V. That is what it is called. So,
platform?
It started on TV in 1980s. It was originally a TV miniseries. Oh. So it's basically like at first they were like two-hour little episodes. I mean, they're basically movies setting it up. Then there were another 3 little TV movies setting it up. And then there was like a 17, 18 episode TV series. I thought there was just a TV series. So I started watching the TV series. I was like, should I know these characters? Kind of seems like I should. Maybe they'll go back and do like a flashback or something. I don't know.
Never got a flashback.
Well, I mean, I didn't realize that there was other shit that I was missing until I got to halfway through the season, and they changed the intro. Now the intro included a bunch of shit that looked high quality and like not from anything like the show. And I went, there was definitely more than just this show. And then I looked it up. I went to the internet store, went to fucking Chrome, went V, and it went, V TV miniseries or V TV series. Yeah, I watched the TV series. There was literally 6 hours or 7 hours of content, high quality content, like movie level content that I missed. I was watching the shitty TV show, the shitty 1980 5x3 or 4x3 TV show, and I was like, well, I'm already halfway through the show, and I'll feel weird if I don't even go back and watch any of this new shit. But I know if I finish the show, I'm not going to go back and watch the miniseries and anything. So then I bit the bullet and watched all like 6 or 7 hours within like a day or two.
Nice.
And I guess I should give the premise of the show. Aliens come to Earth. They're like, yo, what's up? What's up, guys? Didn't give us any warning, but they're like, yeah, a bunch of UFOs are over all the major cities in the U.S., like 50, or not in the U.S., all over the world.
What is the name of this
V.
show?
It's called V. Just the letter V. And so aliens come, they're like, yeah, whoa, we're here, and we're just peaceful. We're just want to help you. We want to be cool with you guys. That's all. They're like, oh, well, okay. So we're kind of worried about it, but, we'll go with it. And then as you go along, you're like, oh, these guys might be up to something more. Like, I don't know. It seems like they want more. And I'll be honest, guys, I'm going to spoil it because I don't think anybody watching this or you guys will watch it because it's an old-ass show, and I don't think there's many ways to even get a hold of it other than maybe like Amazon or something, which even, I guess that's the way to get a hold of it, but I don't think most people will pay for it. So, guys, guess what? These aliens, they look like people when they come, right? But they're actually lizards.
Oh, I think I've heard of this
They're
one.
lizards. They're lizard people. They're lizard people. Oh.
They've been lizard people this whole time.
They're lizard people.
Are they cake lizard people?
Well, they're just lizard people that like. They're just lizard people. Just
chilling.
Anyways, but this show's really cool. I actually like it. It has some really good music. I honestly really like the characters. It's got actors in it. Good actors. Michael Ironside. That's a cool name. It's a dope name.
It's a cool name.
I wish my last
he's a good actor.
Yeah, Michael, just take it. He's I think. Oh, he's not dead yet.
You're
Actually,
right.
He's not dead. Wait till he's
kill
dead.
him.
Yeah, kill him. I mean, he's
I'll
fucking.
finish him off.
He's old as fuck, bro. Don't worry. Anyways,
Easy money. Eat that man for breakfast.
But it does have the dumbest character in any television show I've ever watched. Like ever. Like, I mean, it literally is it's this girl. These aliens come down, and then they're kind of. By the way, these aliens have very big Nazi vibes. Very big Nazi vibes. Yeah,
Awesome. That's always
not
subtle and.
Not in the way that they're like, well.
Fuck the Jews.
I mean, they do want to.
Not in the way that they're super anti-Semitic.
Yeah. Not in that. Well, they do just hate. They don't really hate humans. They just want to kind of eat humans, I guess. You find out that they're losing like water on their planet. They're losing food source, shit like that. Sorry, I'm boring you, Mike. Sorry, bro.
No, I'm stretching my jaw. My jaw hurts.
Yeah.
I've been grinding my teeth. In
Yeah,
my
you've been
sleep,
stretching
I
your
think.
jaw all podcast, Mike. I get it. Okay, I get it. I get it, Mike.
You've been yapping your jaw up.
Yeah, well, I'm just. That's how I exercise mine, Mike. Anyways,
going.
yeah, well, I'm just getting it ready for you, Mike. Anyways, happy Valentine's Day, bitch. Anyways, V's for Valentine's Day. Anyways, yeah, V's a good show.
V's for
It's actually a pretty shit show, but yeah, the most annoying character in the world. It's this girl named Robin who ends up like immediately the visitors come down, and then she's like, oh, that one looks kind of hot. I want to fuck him. And then it's like, oh, okay. That's weird. And then she does that for like ever. And it's like, all right. And then they're like, hey, you should go like talk to this girl. They tell like this reptile dude, hey, you should go talk to this girl. Basically it's going to help them with their plans or whatever. So he's like, hey, I'll fuck you. She's like, oh, okay. Actually, no. I think it more is so. It's like they start making out, and then he starts kind of pushing, and then she's like, oh no, and then she's like, you like me though, and then she's like, oh okay, and then after that, she's pregnant, but then they're like, oh, they're reptile people. Like the world doesn't know they're reptile people, but like they kind of do know. There's rumors going around, and they're like, that's a reptile person, and it's like, no, they're not fucking reptile people. But then she's like, oh, and there's a bunch of fucking reptile skin around her neck, and she's like, oh no. And it's like, yeah, they're probably reptile people if you fucking had sex with one and now you got reptile skin around you. She's like, I'm turning into one of them. Whatever. She does all that, and then she's having a baby, and you're like, so is it half reptile baby, half human baby? Right? It's definitely what it is.
I hope so.
So then, but you have to realize, I already know she has had a kid. At I'm doing it chronologically within the time frame. My perspective is, I start the show and there's already a kid in the show who's like 6 years old. Who they're like, it's a star child. It's the star child from, yeah. But anyways, so in the movie, she ends up having the kid. But this is what threw me for a loop. So I already know there's one kid. There's only one kid in the show. She fucking has the kid. They're like, oh, it's a girl. They show it to her, and she's like, let me see it. They bring it to her, and then the baby's like, bah! And then a fucking snake tongue comes out, and like, and she's like, get away from me! And you're like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. And then they're like, oh my, there's another one. And they're like, what? And of course, I'm like, what the fuck? There's not another one in the show. So where does this one come from? They pull it out. It's a fucking lizard baby. And I'm like, what?
Ew.
What the fuck? It's like, and then it's like, oh, okay. So then they keep both of them for a while. Yeah, so there are two. There's one human-looking one that has his snake tongue that came out of it, and then there's a reptile-looking one. And I'm like, okay.
So what did the kid look like that you? You
The
seen
kid that I saw was a fucking blonde-haired kid. Looked normal to me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna guess that's the human one. I'm gonna guess, unless they throw another loop in and they're like the reptile one ends up becoming a human, which would be cool. That does not happen. They're like, oh, the reptile one's dying. We don't really know how to take care of it because we're humans and we don't know how to take care of a reptile baby thing. Oh, it's dead. Okay. Well, the other one's still alive. That was it. And it's like, okay. But you guys have to also realize, while I'm watching this, I'm looking at this reptile baby, this little prosthetic, whatever, baby. And I'm like, I've seen this baby before. I don't know where the fuck I've seen this reptile baby before, but I've seen this baby before. I know I've seen this reptile baby. So I'm going through my memory banks. You know, that's the noise my brain makes. And then I'm like, oh my God, what? Wait a second. I know where the fuck I've seen that baby. It's in a meme picture of Star Trek The Next Generation, of a behind-the-scenes picture of the first season.
Hey, don't spoil anything for me.
No, this is not a spoiler. Where Natasha Yar and fucking Data are holding the lizard baby. And it's a black and white photo. I've seen multiple times, and I'm like, what? What? So then my brain is going, well, Star Trek The Next Generation was made by like NBC, and I'm pretty sure this was made by like
the same universe.
But well, it was a behind the scenes photo, so I'm like, well, obviously that was just behind the scenes at some set or whatever, in their production studio, whatever. But I'm like, that was in TNG was NBC, which means that V had to be NBC, but it wasn't NBC. I looked it up; it was like CBS or something. So I'm like, that means that they had to use like the same production sets, and that baby had to sit around for at least like 5 years. Like that baby had to be behind the scenes for 5 years, and all of a sudden fucking they're on the set of Star Trek The Next Generation. They're like, they either used it as a prop baby, like as a prop baby in the show, and they were just like, no one will see that it's the fucking reptile baby from V, or it was just that behind the scenes photo and they were just like, let's take a picture with it. Nonetheless, fucking V made me have a brain blast and go all the way back to that picture in my mind, and I was like, I don't know how I remembered that. Yeah, but yeah, got a blast. You know. I hope they reboot Jimmy Neutron soon.
How does this relate to art that you wanted me to make?
So Ben, I have a design that I don't know if I want to say it in case it. I don't know. I mean, I like to keep mystery up. So if it does happen, they'll see it, and if it doesn't, I'll show you after this, Ben. What I'm thinking, because I have some sketches and stuff. But if it does happen, we'll see within the next, however long, and we'll try to get it up, because I think it'd be a cool shirt. But anyway, so I finished V. That series ended shittily. Basically they're at war with the lizards for a fucking long ass time. The Star Child grows up really fast, becomes 6 really fast, stays at 6 for a long time, like within like a month becomes 6, then stays 6 for a long time, and then leaves, goes into a pod, like a weird alien green pod thing, like grows like a cocoon around herself in a cave, and then comes out like a 21-year-old woman. And then it made me really weird because I had this relationship with her and this one guy, and I was like, this kind of seems like really weird because she was like a 6-year-old girl like maybe a few days ago, and now she's like a 21-year-old, but you're flirting with her. So that was a little weird. But it ended with her being basically the peace treaty between the reptiles and the humans. And then she got on the ship, and then the love interest was like, ha! And then he walked away out of frame, and then they were like, and then you see the ship leave, and they're like, "Oh, awesome! Wait, where did he go? Did he get on the ship with her? I guess he did." And you're like, "Oh, okay. I guess they left together. That's kind of nice." And then also the bad guy of the show goes, good thing I planted a bomb on that ship before I got caught, so it will explode before they get out of the atmosphere." And then the credits roll on the main characters, and you go,
"Wow!"
What? It happens in a little bit different order. They say it's going to explode, and then the stuff with him sneaking on happens. But it's like, so did it explode? They don't show it exploding. They just show the main characters saying, like, watching them leave at the end. I don't know. That's how the show ended.
Touch of mystery.
So But I loved it because I was laughing. That made me laugh so hard. I was just like, dude, I didn't expect that. Like, I was like, I mean, because literally, like, with 3 minutes left to go on the clock, it was like, I planted a bomb. Ha ha. All right, bye. See ya. Da 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 da. And it's like, oh, okay. All right. I guess they blew up. I don't know. But that was a really cool show. I actually really enjoyed it. Love lizard aliens, and a lot of times they would be like fighting with them and they would like scratch their face and then you'd see like scales and their reptile skin underneath. It was really cool. Yeah, so V,
like,
what?
That's just such a weird way to end the movie. Why just end it
Not a
so
movie, a
abruptly,
TV
like,
show.
and it's not
TV
even
show.
like, well, it's not a good way to like keep people hooked. It's just like,
Nope.
why would you just throw people off?
Nope. That's Michael. That is why I laughed so hard, because I was like, it wasn't even good. As in, like, okay, we'll have a second season, so you can figure out what happens if they blow up or not. It's like, what the fuck was that ending? It was like, what would you even go from there? Like, so she did plant a bomb and they did blow up, or she failed in planting the bomb and that was a weird line that you just threw in at the end. Like, I mean, yeah, that is fuck if I know, Mike. Fuck if I know, but. You know, it was a fun show. I enjoyed it. It was fun, just 80s. I mean, it definitely was like had an air of, hey, this is gonna be Star Wars that you can watch on TV. So it's like, okay. Which I've also been watching another show.
What more could you want?
Have you guys heard of Battlestar Galactica at all?
Oh yeah, I watched the first few seasons of that.
The new one, like the remake, like the 2000s.
What is the remake?
2000s.
Yes. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, the 2000s is a remake, or it's a reboot, not really a remake.
I don't know. I saw the one that
It's the most popular one, probably, Ben. It's probably the most popular one. Yeah. No, that's the one that people rave about.
Show.
Yeah, that I actually do want to watch that show, but
you would love it, dude. You would fucking love it.
Oh, I bet. And that's kind of why I was like, I kind of want to watch a good show, but at the same time, I don't.
To use that, sorry.
I don't.
There's lag.
I don't know if I want. There's like, after watching such a good show of Lost, of having to like, I not really have to put a lot of attention into it, but it's still, you put attention into it. You have to pay attention to what's going on in the story and everything. With fucking V, I could put that on and do other shit. Like, that is literally just popcorn shit.
That's the sign of a good show.
But I wanted to watch Battlestar Galactica. I still do. But I was like, wait a second.
Like it.
There's a Battlestar Galactica from 1978? I knew there was an old one. I didn't know it was that old. There is a Battlestar Galactica TV series, I guess, from like 1978, and I think it's only a season. I think it is literally Star Wars. It's the Battlestar Galactica started from them going, "Hey, let's make Star Wars on TV," because it's fucking that, and I honestly love it. It's honestly great. It's a really cool premise. I don't know how the show is. Maybe you can not correct me, but like tell me how the new one differs from this. But the plot of this one is, all right, we're starting off, hey guys, we got a peace treaty with the Cylons. They're this robot race made by this reptile race that was a long time ago. Reptile race died out. The robots are still around though, because they're robots. So anyways, we've been at war with them for like 1,000 years. We're gonna finally have peace. They want to have peace, so they're coming to us to declare peace. And it's like, yeah, woo, all right. And then it's like, oh shit, no, they're not. They're actually going to try to kill us all. And then they kill like every single, like 11 out of the 12 colonies that they have, or 12 colonies that they have. And they're like, oh shit.
I honestly don't even remember the premise of the new one. I remember there being Cylons and shit, but I really just don't remember it.
Well, that's how this starts. And then they're like, we have to find this, because the whole entire premise of this is that humans have like been spread out all across like the galaxy, and so there's a bunch of humans all throughout everywhere, whatever. There are other aliens, but like there are a lot of humans, and they're like, all right, but like most of the settlements now have been fucked up, so like we have to go to the last human settlement that's like kind of a legend, because of not like it's so far away and so distant that like nobody really is close enough to say anything about it. And they're like, all right, and that place's name is Earth. Classic Twilight Zone ending. It's we got to go to Earth, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, all right, some Star Wars bullshit, but Earth exists, and they're going to it. I'm like, that's a fucking dope premise. Oh, and some like fucking, especially after V, I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, a reptile species made these robots, but the reptiles died out.
Fuck.
but they're called Cylons because the reptiles were called Cylons. But since they died, literally the robots just became Cylons. They're like, do you think that could happen to the human race? And I was like, that's a really, I was like, that's a really interesting prospect of like, if we all died out, but then our robots existed, but they're like, we called them humans because that's all that was left of humans was the robots that we created. But I that one got me. I was like, man, this 1978 show is making me think way more than I thought it would. But yeah, so that's been, I mean, that's what I've been doing. I've been watching some Star Wars bullshit TV shows from like the 70s and 80s, but
enjoy yourself and watch the new Battlestar Galactica.
I mean, I'm enjoying myself watching the old Battlestar Galactica. This shit's awesome. I mean, I know the new one's probably, you know, a little bit more high quality, blah, 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 blah.
Probably a little bit.
But
not that much more, to be quite honest. But
I mean,
it's still good.
I think it's better writing, probably. I'm gonna assume.
One, I guess so.
I mean, it's
significantly more sexually charged. It's weird.
I don't know, man. You haven't seen the Cylons in this, bro. They got like giant fucking metal dicks that pop out, fucking chop shit, bro. It's pretty crazy.
What?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, giant.
You heard him. He said chop shit.
Giant choppers. They got fucking giant choppers, if you know what I'm saying.
Giant choppers.
Giant fucking metal choppers.
That's what I look for, man.
Choppers that I'm gonna chomp on, you know. You know what I'm saying. Okay, sorry, Ben. You know, we're tiring Ben. You know,
that's not what...
No, you know that. But you know, Ben's getting tired. He's getting sleepy. I can tell. You know.
I use a bowl of cereal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bowl of cereal. Bowl of Super Bowl. Yeah. Why, guys? We didn't even talk about the Super Bowl.
Okay.
The Chiefs.
Now I want to end it if we're going to talk about the Super Bowl.
The Buccaneers. The Buckaroos. The Buckshots. Who played?
Bronc and Bucks.
All right. Well, you know, I think that's a successful 18th podcast. You know, well, you know, I talked a lot. Michael and Ben, you know, again, I don't think we'll be seeing them again. You know, it's been nice, but
probably never again.
In 3 episodes, tune in for when the podcast can legally drink.
Yeah, the podcast will be able to legally drink in 3 episodes. We might have our new shirt out to commemorate it if you know, if Ben and I's creative differences
with the same head drinking a beer.
Yeah, we're all gonna get trashed for that episode.
We'll all get fucking belligerently drunk, and it'll be the best thing to listen to, just like the first podcast.
Boys, the snow is starting.
Just like the first. Snowmageddon's starting. Oh shit! I gotta hunker down. I gotta close my windows. Gotta board up my windows. Oh shit! Oh.
There was ice on the inside of my window last morning.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, Michael. That was actually ridiculous.
Yeah, that was really funny to see, honestly.
Yeah.
That would have been freezing. All right, guys.
Well, adios, audience, and adios, you guys. We will see you soon enough. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.